Hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. Sometimes, a story does not begin with a confession. It does not begin with a dramatic announcement. And it does not begin with two people standing together in front of thousands of cameras. Sometimes, it begins with something incredibly small. A photograph. A caption. A quiet expression. A simple gesture that most people would scroll past without thinking twice. But when that small moment belongs to Tian Xiwei, and when fans have already spent so much time admiring her chemistry with Zhang Linghe, suddenly, every detail seems to become worth another look. And this time, fans are looking again. They are comparing again. They are asking questions again. Did Tian Xiwei just give Zhang Linghe fans another clue? Or is this simply another coincidence that became meaningful because of the chemistry these two stars have created? The latest attention surrounding Tian Xiwei began with something that, at first, looked completely ordinary. She shared new content with her fans. A beautiful image. A relaxed expression. A caption that carried its own playful feeling. Nothing about it officially connected her to Zhang Linghe. There was no announcement. No direct message. No confirmed romantic statement. And yet, within the fandom, something changed. Fans started looking closer. They began comparing the new images with older moments. They looked at Tian's expressions. Her poses. Her gestures. The atmosphere of the photographs. And then, naturally, they brought Zhang Linghe into the conversation. Not because there was confirmed evidence that Tian was communicating with him, but because fans remembered. They remembered the moments from Pursuit of Jade. They remembered the way Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei interacted on screen. They remembered the smiles. The teasing. The quiet looks. The moments when their characters seemed to understand each other without saying very much. And perhaps most importantly, they remembered how natural their chemistry felt. That memory is powerful. Because once an audience becomes emotionally attached to a pairing, even a small new moment can reopen an entire chapter of memories. One new photograph. And suddenly, people are watching old scenes again. One new expression. And suddenly, fans are comparing it with a moment from months ago. One small similarity. And suddenly, the question appears. Could this be another clue? That question became the center of the latest fan experiment. Fans began putting images side by side. They compared styling. They compared expressions. They compared poses. They looked for similarities in the way Zhang and Tian present themselves to the camera. And with every comparison, the same feeling seemed to return. That familiar Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei chemistry. But here is where the story becomes more interesting. Because the experiment is not really about proving a relationship. It is about understanding why fans continue to see a connection between these two. Think about it. If their chemistry had been forgettable, would fans still be doing this? Would they still be revisiting old interviews? Would they still be creating edits? Would they still be comparing new photographs with scenes from Pursuit of Jade? Probably not. Something about Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei stayed with people. Something about the way they worked together created an emotional impression that did not simply disappear when the cameras stopped. And that is why Tian Xiwei's latest appearance has attracted so much attention. She does not necessarily have to do anything dramatic. She does not need to stand beside Zhang Linghe. She does not need to mention his name. Sometimes, the fandom remembers for her. A new photo becomes a reminder. A familiar expression becomes a memory. A certain pose brings back an old scene. And suddenly, the past and the present seem to meet for just a moment. That is the strange power of chemistry. You cannot always explain it. You cannot always measure it. And you certainly cannot prove a private relationship simply by looking at photographs. But you can feel when two performers create something that resonates with an audience. And Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei did exactly that. Their pairing in Pursuit of Jade gave viewers a combination of warmth, tension, humor, and tenderness. There were moments when they felt playful. There were moments when they felt vulnerable. And there were moments when the smallest look seemed to say more than a long conversation. That is why their fans continue to remember them. Not simply as two actors who appeared in the same drama, but as two performers who made their scenes feel alive. And now, that old chemistry has become the lens through which fans view Tian Xiwei's latest activities. This is where the unexpected confession from the fandom comes in. Not a confession from Tian Xiwei. Not a confession from Zhang Linghe. But a confession from the fans themselves. They still care. They still notice. They still get excited. And perhaps that is the most honest explanation for everything happening now. Fans are not necessarily saying, "This proves they are together." Instead, many are simply saying, "Look at this. Did you notice that? Doesn't this remind you of them?" And those questions can be surprisingly powerful. Because fandom is built on shared memories. One person notices something. Another person finds an older clip. Someone else discovers another similarity. Then another fan joins the conversation. And suddenly, one photograph has become an entire discussion. One detail has become an experiment. And one moment has become another chapter in the ongoing story of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's unforgettable chemistry. Of course, there is an important line that should never be crossed. A similar pose does not prove a secret message. A similar style does not prove communication. A fan theory does not become fact simply because thousands of people repeat it. And there is currently no official confirmation that Tian Xiwei's latest post was created specifically for Zhang Linghe. That distinction matters. Because the mystery is interesting enough without turning imagination into fact. The real story is already fascinating. Tian Xiwei continues to attract enormous attention. Fans continue to celebrate her appearance, her personality, and her ability to make even simple moments memorable. And when those moments remind people of Zhang Linghe, the old excitement comes rushing back. Perhaps that is why this pairing continues to feel so special. They do not need constant interaction to remain memorable. Their chemistry has already been captured. It exists in the scenes people watched. In the interviews people replayed. In the photographs fans saved. In the edits that continue to circulate. And in the memories that refuse to disappear. There is something almost poetic about that. A drama ends. But the feeling does not necessarily end with it. The final scene disappears from the screen. But the audience remembers. The characters say goodbye. But the chemistry remains in people's minds. And months later, a completely new photograph can suddenly bring everything back. That is what Tian Xiwei may have done without even intending to. She simply appeared. She shared another piece of her world. And fans did what fans do best. They looked closer. They remembered. They compared. And they smiled. Maybe there is no hidden message. Maybe there is no secret connection behind the timing, the pose, or the visual similarities. Maybe everything is simply coincidence. But even if it is, why does that coincidence feel so special? Perhaps because of Zhang Linghe. Perhaps because of Tian Xiwei. Or perhaps because of what they created together. Their chemistry gave fans something to remember. And memories have a strange way of turning ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. So now, the question remains. Did Tian Xiwei really give Zhang Linghe fans another clue? Or did the fans simply recognize something that reminded them of the pairing they love? Could the similarities mean something more? Or are we watching two talented actors whose styles naturally overlap from time to time? There may be no definitive answer right now. And perhaps we do not need one.
Because sometimes the most enjoyable part of a fandom story is not knowing exactly where the story ends.
It is the quiet moment of uncertainty. The moment when you pause the video, look at the frame, and ask yourself, wait, did you see that? Maybe it means nothing. Maybe it means everything to the people watching. And that is the beauty of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's chemistry. It does not need to be forced. It does not need to be exaggerated. It simply needs to be remembered. Because whenever Tian Xiwei appears, some fans still remember Zhang Linghe. And whenever Zhang Linghe appears, some fans inevitably remember Tian Xiwei. That connection may exist only in the memories of viewers. It may belong to the world of their drama. Or it may simply be the result of two performers who created such convincing chemistry that audiences found it impossible to forget. Whatever the explanation, their impact is real. The memories are real. The excitement among fans is real. And perhaps that is enough. So now, I want to hear from you.
When you saw Tian Xiwei's latest content,
did you immediately think of Zhang Linghe? Which detail caught your attention first? Was it her expression? Her styling? Her pose? Or was it simply that familiar feeling of remembering their chemistry in Pursuit of Jade? Do you think fans are discovering genuine patterns? Or are they simply enjoying the nostalgia of a pairing they cannot forget? Tell me what you think in the comments. And remember, sometimes, a clue is not important because it proves something. Sometimes, a clue is important because it reminds us of something we already loved. And perhaps that is exactly what Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei have given their fans. A chemistry worth remembering.
A story worth revisiting.
And moments that somehow still feel alive. Even after the cameras have stopped rolling.